I remember Muddy Water was 29 years old. He invited me to his birthday party. I gotta tell this story. He invited me to his birthday party. He was doing at Silvio's in Chicago. So about 10:30, I forgot about his party. 10:30, and I was gonna go to this party, and my wife I was married to then was Hazel. She said, I thought she was going to Muddy Waters' funeral. Not funeral, I'm going to his party. I said, I am. She says 10:30. I said, oh my God, I forgot it. I went down to Silvio's, to the club. When I got there, it was about 10:30, quarter to 11. He was hanging out the window. He said, Blood. He called me Blood. He said, man, I've been waiting on you, man. I got all the ladies up here with me. Come on upstairs. The party's over. I went upstairs. He had all the old ladies sitting around with the dress up to here. And I asked one, how old are you? She said, I'm 26. I asked one, she said, I'm 30. One said she was 35 years old. I sneaked out the back door. I said, I'm still for all these old ladies. I laugh about that now, 35 years old. I thought they was old. I left Muddy Waters. I hate that. Muddy, I'm sorry about that.
The Mississippi Delta, as we know it today, began as a primeval hardwood bottomland forest. Some of the finest timber in the world. It was an impenetrable forest, the lair of some of the most dangerous animals on the North American continent. You had wildcat, you had panthers, you had black bear. There were no highways, no railroads down here or anything. The only way you could access up in the Delta was to either fall off in the hills and follow game trails or come up the creeks and bayous on the south end of the Delta. As the land was cleared, and as William Faulkner said, it was denuded, de-rivered, and de-swamped in 3 generations. And that's what happened. It was all gone.
Some of the labor that was brought here for the sawmills and labor that was brought here for the railroads and labor that was brought here for the levees ended up on the cotton plantations. Fast forward to when the blues, like when Alan Lomax and them came and started recording people, they found these people a generation or two later on the cotton plantations.
September is just like August. It can have 95, 100-degree days. Back-breaking work, bent over the whole time, dragging an 11-foot sack full of cotton. That 11-foot sack would probably weigh 100 pounds by the time it got full of cotton. To make that an easier job, they began chanting songs and singing songs.
And I think the blues was born out of that kind of oppression, the oppression of the heat here, the oppression of not being allowed to congregate in the same places as the rich people who owned everything, not being allowed to stop your work when maybe you were tired because you had to get such an amount done, because if you didn't, you were going to owe too much money at the end of the year. The oppression of the mosquitoes.
When I was a kid, I saw the importance of the blues, the individuals who would come in town on Saturday night to let it all hang out. I mean, they had been under pressure all week. I mean, when I grew up, I understood it because I picked cotton. Blues and Saturday night was like a pressure valve. They could come and they could be themselves.
It's also a healing process if people would listen to the music and they would see that there are common struggles among everybody.
Jimmy Phillips, who's from Greenville, is a songwriter. I've done some of his stuff. And he wrote a song called Panther Burn about the Panther Burn plantation. And it says, mid-July, a steaming summer's day, a field hand stops to check the sky. He's just looking for some rain, cool relief from the pain of another working day on Panther Burn. You know, I can just see this farmer out there taking off his hat and wiping the sweat off his brow and looking up and thinking, God, couldn't we use just a few clouds and some rain? Because it's just hot as hell around here.